What do you see? Do you see firewood? You see logs? Well, you're correct. There is firewood. There are logs. But there's so much more, folks. Now, I'm going to take this mess. I'm going to get this cleaned up. I'm going to stack this firewood, finish stacking it rather. Let it finish drying out rather. And I am going to teach you folks about how you can get the most out of your firewood. That's right, there are multiple uses to this besides just burning, okay? There's a lot of value here, and we believe it's very important when trying to be more self-sufficient to minimize waste and to get as much value out of everything you have as possible. So you may have seen the recent short that I posted of me bringing some firewood down from our shop and our broken wheelbarrow, making things happen, folks. I want you to watch this full video. I'm going to give you lots of great information about how you can maximize your use of this stuff. All right, so I used some of my Tetris skills to stack this firewood. This is south facing, out of the rain, so this should continue to dry out very, very well. Some of you folks might be thinking, well, Colin, those are some big logs there. That's not good. Well, I disagree. It's great to have a mixture of different sized logs. Folks, for some of you might already know, you've got to sleep at some point. And hopefully you folks are sleeping at least 5 hours, okay? Preferably 6 to 8 hours each night. And during those very cold times, it's great to have large logs to put on the fire because less surface area, they're gonna burn more slowly. And hopefully you'll wake up and your fire will still be going, or at the very least, you'll have some coals. And then you could build on those coals. You can take some tinder and kindling and get it going again. So, speaking of tinder and kindling, after I process the wood, what I do is, we do this on concrete here. So I just hit the pieces of wood together, just hit them against the ground, and all this amazing stuff is left. Now, some of you folks might be buying tinder and kindling, or maybe going out and getting small sticks and twigs and things like that to use as tinder and kindling. You do not need to do that, folks. If you look at your firewood, you'll find plenty of pieces of amazing tinder and kindling right there on your wood. Just pull it off. Keep this stuff ready to go, all right? Now, that is how you start a fire. If you're taking a lighter or a match or something to one of those big logs, then, hey, you need to really educate yourself on how to start a fire. Small pieces first, then medium, then large. And we've got some nice in-between pieces to really get things going. And some of you may have been in a situation like we have been multiple times when it's very, very cold. You're getting into single digits, below 0 Fahrenheit, and you want to get a fire going ASAP. You want those small pieces. So you're getting tinder, you're getting kindling, and some medium-sized pieces as well. Bigger than this you'll get sometimes, which is great. And you'll have that all ready. Keep that stuff to the side. Keep it in your home. Keep it dry. Here's a tip for you. This stuff, especially the smaller pieces, and maybe a few bigger pieces, is excellent to keep in your bug out bags and keep in your vehicles, okay? A lot of people in the prepping world, in the prepping community, talk about fire starters. Fire starters, fire starters. That's great, but what happens when you don't have fuel? What happens if you get into a car crash? You're stuck on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere, and you've got to get a fire going, and everything around you is wet. You're going to really wish you had some dry material to get something going. And if you folks don't believe me, if you've ever tried to start a fire with wet wood, it is no fun. It is very, very difficult. So keep some of this stuff ready to go. And now you'll see a mix of different materials here, okay? The very, very small stuff is excellent to use as one of your potting soil ingredients, okay? So I just saved you some money, folks. This stuff, and this stuff adds up quick. The smaller pieces is really, really great to use as a potting soil, as part of your potting soil mixture. Also, all of these pieces, the small, the medium, and even some of the bigger pieces, is great litter for your livestock, great bedding for your livestock. Please check out our previous videos. We use the deep litter method for our chickens, and we think it's the only way to go, folks. It's absolutely amazing. Now, some of you might process your firewood. You might be splitting it with a mole or a log splitter on grass or on your ground, okay, on your property, on your soil. And you'll notice, if you're observant, that the surrounding soil in that area is very rich. I recommend starting a garden in that area, or at least growing some plants in that area. Now, topsoil and microbiology in the soil, absolutely love this carbon material. Some of you might be already familiar with the Back to Eden gardening method using wood chips. You have wood chips right here, folks. You have lots of wood chips right here. This stuff is absolutely amazing. You can use this as a top dress, as a soil amendment. You can use it as an excellent mulch for your in-ground growing and your containers. If I just want to go and insulate plants in containers, I take a couple of handfuls of this, boom, how you doing? Crumble it up right around the base of the plant. Beautiful, holds in moisture and does all the wonderful things that mulch does. So folks, you have lots of material here. And let me give you another amazing tip. If you're processing this, your firewood on a hard surface like we do, then what you do is you take a broom or just kick it off to the side or whatever, and what you're doing is you're building soil. This will be a flower garden. This whole area around here is going to be a flower garden in the spring. I've been adding lots of amazing organic matter to this area. This is going to attract lots of pollinators, native species, wildflowers, and just some beautiful flowers. That's going to help our food producing plants. So yeah, just stack systems on systems. All of these leaves, all that, boom, how you doing? I just built some soil, folks, all right? It really is that simple. Have fun with the process, and look at that. All of this is compostable material, so you can add this stuff to your compost piles, use it as litter, use it as bedding, get your tinder and kindling ready. These small pieces like this light up really easily, and they create some really nice coals to build a larger fire on with some larger pieces. And get creative. We don't have a log splitter, all right? Sure, I could have spent time splitting this up, but hey, it's better to do this, I think. I get multiple uses out of this material, and yeah, a lot easier. We're just working with hard work, folks, and creativity out here trying to make things happen. We don't have all the awesome tools and resources that a lot of folks have, but we've got heart. So if you found this to be helpful, folks, please get involved in the comments below and comment wood chips if you watch this video completely. Comment wood chips. That lets us know that you stayed along for the full ride, folks, and watched the full video. We super appreciate that. Get involved in the comments below. This was helpful to you. Hey, if I just saved you money on potting soil, if I just helped out your gardening by giving you a mulch, if I helped you with your fire starting and continuing your fires, if I helped you in any way, folks, if I helped you buy less pine shavings for litter, for bedding, for your livestock, buy us a coffee. I don't have the pleasure of knowing you folks all personally, but you can buy us a coffee that way and help us continue to educate people around the world. Take care, everybody.